Good afternoon, YouTube. It's your man on Ray George Page, aka the Emperor of Female Bottom Talk, come to you live on YouTube. Well, this weekend we have a show coming up, and this is a show that was canceled last year because of what happened with the world. And this is the Toronto Super Show, also known as the Toronto Pro. This show is also a pro qualifier. As you see, um, it's an opportunity for 20 people to earn their qualifications for the next year season of 2022. So it's a great way. I mean, the Toronto Pro has been around for quite some time, but as I said before earlier, ever since the pandemic hit, the show was canceled because Canada is one of those countries that were really smart when the virus hit. They have a smart prime minister compared to the president we had at the time. So this show, I was, kind of surprised of the lineup, and I shouldn't be surprised. If you want to get to Canada, even though that the restrictions between Canada and America has been lifted, there's still certain guidelines you have to go get there. So I'm gonna show you the list for women's bodybuilding. This is gonna be one of the last shows for women's bodybuilding for the season. And this is the list for the 2021 Toronto Pro for women's bodybuilding. And it's only four bodies. Yes, four ladies. Now, this is not too bad compared to one time the Puerto Rico Pro, it was only going to be three, but it was lucky they was able to get three more competitors and we became six. And then at the Romania, it was only going to be four, and then it was able to get about four more women, and then actually it was going to be five, but then they were able to get three more women and to rebound, And I was hoping to be more women, especially this is the last qualification for the Olympia for next year. And I'm thinking more women will probably want the opportunity to qualify the Olympia. But I was talking with some ladies out there, reaching out to ones, and saying that some want to take the time to recover from this season. Others weren't sure that the show was going to happen. And some, like I said, in Canada, the guidelines is that you have to have been vaccinated, or also take a PCR test to show that you're negative 24 hours before you go to Canada. If you have proof that you're negative with the virus, you can come in. If you don't, you're out. So this is why I think this was kind of this is why this show is um, so slim pickings. But it's an opportunity for certain people to get the qualifications for the Olympia for next year. Here we have Mila Ash. As you know, Mila Ash, she competed at the Olympia this year. As you know, last year, she earned a qualification by winning the New York Pro and then taking fourth place at the Olympia with the return of the women's bodybuilding. But, this year she didn't do too good. She didn't too good at the Rising Phoenix, and she didn't do too good at the Olympia. I think she went down to around about 12th or 13th at this show. So, it's just one of her worst showings since she turned switch over from women's bodybuilding. But she did rebound a bit. She competed at the Romanian Muscle Fest, and some people thought she was going to win that show, but she took third place. But that's good, You was able to take third place. That's enough points towards the next year's Olympia. But this show, the Toronto, is an opportunity for her to, get her qualifications for the end of the year. So there's a good chance that she might win this show. And like I said, I like my life. She reminds me of one of my favorite bodybuilders, Vicky Gates. They're both from Texas, and they just have that kind of look and physique. It's just so similar. Here's a lady who I'm quite fond of. This is one Miss Tanner Hugh. Miss Hugh she lives in Canada, and by way of Jamaica, like she likes to know. And she hadn't competed at this show since 2018. At 2018, she earned a qualification via for the Rising Phoenix, and Tana set out for the rest of the year. She was really prepping. I think she said she was going to try to do the Toronto in 2020, but we all know what happened. But like I said, I'm a fan of Tana Hugh. I think she's an amazing person. She sent this picture to me a while ago. She has a great physique. I think she has a great. There's a possibility. There's a good possibility she might win the show. She's a dark horse, and she wins the show. She has instant qualification for the Olympia. She don't have to do any other shows unless she's just doing for just to make a little um, pocket money between shows. But I think she's a good chance that she might, depending if Mata doesn't come in the best condition like she did for the Olympia or the Rising Phoenix or even the Romanian. There's a good chance that that I think I see Tana win the show. It's a possibility. I mean, it's only for a lady, so she's only got to be first or last. Here we got Michelle Jen. Now, Michelle Jen, she's been competing quite a while for his female bodybuilding. I did a video about Miss Jen, comparison video with her and, my Mendoza a while back. Miss Jen lives in my home city of North Carolina. So, I'm supporting this. I think her last show here was the Omaha Pro. I think she did gain qualification for the Rising Phoenix, but I don't know what happened. I mean, I think one thing is the cost of travel and all that. I mean, but she took the time to travel to this show in Toronto. So there's a good chance that she's also a dark horse. Here we have Miss Lisa Caudry, if I got her name right, who is from Canada, also like my dear friend Tana Hugh, and she made her bodybuilding debut at the Savannah Pro. Now she did a physique, and making her debut, she took fourth place. So that's pretty good. She was rigid physique, so she switched over. So this is an opportunity for her to get a shot at the Olympia. Like I said, being a small lineup, I think it's just, I would truly say this show is up in the air for women's bodybuilding. Now, as I said, there's some people I was surprised are not doing this show. As I saw, one right here, Mona, Porcelet, she has been competing good part of this year. I remember last year she competed at the Romanian Muscle Fest, and then she competed at the Toronto Pro, which earned her the opportunity to compete at the Olympia. Now she got fourth place in the Olympia, but if you know now, the qualification for the Olympia has changed. It's a top 3, not top 5 anymore. So women like her and Irene Anderson, who made the top 5, have to qualify by winning the show or by points. Mona has already 12 points already towards the next season because she took third place at the Olympia. So there's a good chance that I would say I was surprised that she's not doing this show because I feel like she probably could win this show and get instant qualification for next year's Olympia. But I saw her do an interview some time ago with Isabel Terrell, and I think she's going to focus on trying maybe coming back next year and do one of the bigger shows like either Chicago or Tampa. She might want to she might do the Tampa because she's a champion for the Tampa, so she might try to defend her title. So that's a good chance. Here we have is Nikki Chartrand, who's from Canada, but Nikki lives here in the United States. And being that she's a Canadian citizen, yeah, it's a good chance that she could compete. But the thing is, you have to be vaccinated. That's the guidelines to get to compete in the Toronto. To get to Canada, you have to be vaccinated or have a negative PCR test. And I'm surprised that Nikki's not trying to do this show. Being that she's Canada, she's a Canadian citizen, it'd be a show that might give her opportunity to compete in Olympia. Last year she competed in Olympia by I think by points. She get enough points to compete in Olympia, and this is this is an opportunity that she should have took it. But she only did a couple of shows this year, other than the North Fork, the Savannah, and the Rising Phoenix. So I would think she would have the opportunity to go back home and get her chance to compete in Olympia, especially in her own backyard. Another lady who also is from Canada is Eva Dunbar. And Eva has this is where she debuted this year in bodybuilding. She earned her pro card back I think 2018 at the North Americans, and this was the opportunity being that she's from Canada. This is a chance for her to earn a Olympia spot. I mean, I think she would do the show, but I don't know. Like I said, some ladies I will follow say that they really take some time off. They want to adjust some things. This is the last shows for the season, and I think that's the thing I think a lot of women were just thinking about taking some time off to make some adjustments for the next season. So, that's why I'm surprised she's not competing in this show. This is an opportunity for maybe Olympia qualification. Now, this is the list for women's physique. As you know, I try to do as much about women's physique, even though I am slowly becoming a fan of the division, because the women are very impressive. There's some really impressive women, and some women who jump over from physique to women's bodybuilding are very impressive. And there's some impressive women in physique for the division. Now, the thing is, I'm not going to talk about too many of these ladies because, this is I would say, this would be a great lineup for women's bodybuilding. There's 10 women for this show. Usually, with physique, they have up to 20 to almost 30 women, but this is probably the smallest lineup for a physique show I've ever seen, But this would be a great lineup for women's bodybuilding. I would love to see this being like 10 women at this show. So anyway, I'm gonna talk about some of the women that I follow on social media or I recognize. I like to give respect to a lot of ladies who are from the United States competing in the show. That means that you got vaccinated or you got a positive PCR test. So that's the only way you can get in. So we're gonna start with one lady here I follow. It's one Miss Evangeline Guzman. Now Miss Guzman is from Mexico, and she's coming from one side of the border to the other side of the border. Now she earned her pro card back in, I think she done the North Americans. She won in the 50 plus. And guess it, she is like, I think about 57 to 56 years old. And I'm telling you, this lady looks like she could be closer to, I'm going to say in her late 40s. But it's amazing how some of these women in the sport of bodybuilding, you look a lot younger than you actually are. Now, that's why I give a lot of respect to women like Michelle Brandt and my dear friend Maria Flores. Those ladies are in their 60s and look great. Just amazing. They put some younger women to shame. Here we have is Lauren Martin Stow. And Miss Stow is a young up-and-coming competitor. She gained her, pro qualification back in 2018. Now, she's going to debut at the Toronto Pro in 2020. But if you all know what happened, the show got shut down because of the what went on with the world, the pandemic. But she did compete at this year's Arizona Pro, / Rising Phoenix. She's young. I think she's just in her early 20s. And that's the thing is, that's what keeps this division going, the younger girls. She has for this show, she has a decent physique. But she, the Arizona Pro was like almost 2 or 3 months ago. Now she's in Canada, that's where she's from. So she made the adjustments and made the improvements within the next 2 or 3 months. It's all depending on how she can look. I mean, she might look pretty good at the show. Now, this is one lady who I follow. This is Miss Marie Redmond. And Miss Redmond is from the United States. She's also a wife of a United States serviceman. So like I said, to him, thank you for your service. Now, she competed at the Rayne Muscle Fest this year. And one of the few Americans that's going to be at the show. As you know, is other than, Myla Ash and generally, I think just Myla and a couple of others. But like I said, she's impressive. I think there's a good chance, depending, like I said, this is a small lineup. Depending to all other physique shows, this is a small lineup. So how well she places this show, it's up to her. I mean, just really how the judges look. I mean, she has a great physique. I think she's pretty impressive. Here is the usual suspect, Ivy Rayne. Now, Ivy's been busy. Yeah, she's been busy. As you know, last year she qualified the Olympia by taking 5th place. But as you know, I said again, the Olympia qualification has also changed for women's physique. It's no longer the top 5, it's the top 3. So Ivy now is trying to get qualifications for next year's Olympia. Since Olympia, she has done 2 other shows. She has done the Legion Sports Fest, and also she's done the Atlantic Coast Show. But she has lost both of those qualifications to Natalie Canelho Abraham. I'm sorry, Natalie Abraham Canelho. I pronounce her name. I'm usually just say Natalie Abraham. But Ivy, you know what? This might be the show where she gets the qualification. She's pretty impressive. I like Ivy Rayne. I mean, she has a great physique, amazing body. I often suggest that she might need to switch over to women's physique, but women's bodybuilding. But as long as she does pretty good in this division, I think she's not going to ever leave it. So she is a strong contender in this show. So the more likely she's going to be one, more likely going to win, depending on how the other ladies look and how they present their physiques. There's a good chance that Ivy's going to take the show. Now, like I said, I want to give a shout out to one of my favorite ladies. That's one Miss Tanner Hugh. I'm a big fan of Tana. I love Tana. She's a great person. She has, helped me in my journey through being a content maker for women's bodybuilding. She gave me information, knowledge. I mean, stuff I really use to make my content for my channel. But she's a great lady, and I think she's awesome. I'm hoping she wins this show because I know she really wants to go to the Olympia. There's a good chance that if she doesn't, she's always points. There's also next year. There's another show we have with bodybuilding, which is a Vancouver show, which is in British Columbia. So she lives in Canada. And I think also the Toronto's going to be, we're going to have Toronto again next year, early in the year. So there's a good chance that she can probably double dip, do Toronto again, maybe get enough points, or maybe win either the Vancouver show or the Toronto. So there's a good chance that she might make the Olympia. Like I said, I love Tana. She's a great person. If she does make the Olympia, you know what I would like to do? I would like to go to Olympia and meet her in person. I might have to really save some money. That's a trip because now this year the Olympia is moving from, they had it in Orlando the last couple of years, and now where everything's settling down with the restrictions are getting lifted, it's going back to Vegas. So yeah, that's gonna be, and I don't want to fly no plane. But the show is going to be starting, tomorrow. I mean, that's start Saturday. Now, Saturday is going to be the amateur show where you qualify to get your, the top 20 people get their pro cards. And then on Sunday is the pro show. So I want to wish all these ladies the best of luck. I was talking with some women who said they weren't sure the show was going to happen because of what's ever going on with the virus, and then we had the new variant popping up. But I would say like this, ladies, never give up sure footing for a killing blow. If you have an opportunity, take the opportunity. I understand that you don't want to be whipping, prepping all of a sudden, and then boom, it's it gets pulled from a rug for you. But you never know. Always expect the unexpected. Always be prepared. But like I said, I wish best of luck to all these ladies. This is gonna be a great show. It's gonna be streamed, so I'm gonna put the link in the description for the Toronto Pro. You can go check it out. Me, like I said again, I live on a budget, so I can't do always tripping. If it was working, if it works in with my budget, I'll watch it. If it doesn't, I won't. But my man Jerry, he said he's gonna check it out. We're gonna talk about it later on our Muscle Talk Monday next week. And like I said, we're gonna do our critiques and our just talk about the show. I mean, like I said, Toronto show is a great show, and I'm glad that it's coming back. This has been on the way George Page, aka the Emperor of Female Bottom Talk. Don't like, subscribe, don't subscribe. I'm out.